What's up, guys? So today we're going to be talking about self-doubt. Everyone faces self-doubt. We've been facing self-doubt ever since we were little. I faced self-doubt today with a quiz that I took. My team faced self-doubt today for the game that we played today. We all face it. We all face self-doubt throughout our day and throughout our whole lives. You know, even for job interviews, you're not sure if you're going to get that response that you want, the yes, that they'll take you for the job. Or when you want to get into a relationship, you don't know if that boy or girl really likes you or if you're really enough for them. So many other things throughout our day that we experience self-doubt. Most of these self-doubts are from the devil. The devil always tries to take advantage of us in the sneakiest ways possible. I faced self-doubt with making this video. It was more laziness, but he was just like, oh, you just ate, you're tired. Like, it's 9:40 right now. I don't make videos at this time, so normally after I eat dinner too, I get tired, so I want to go to bed. But I was like, you know what, frick that, because you reap what you sow. I have it on my bedroom wall for a reason. Reap what you sow, Galatians 6:7-9. Another Bible verse is, as iron sharpens iron, man sharpens man. It took a hard time getting out of my mouth for no reason. The devil tries to make us feel unworthy because so many times throughout our day where you get this little voice in your head that says, oh, you didn't do this, so you suck. Or, oh, you didn't do this, you're not worthy of that. So many times throughout the day where we get these thoughts in our head that make us feel everything but happy, worthy, instead the exact opposite. First passage I want to get to is 2 Corinthians 10:3-5. We are human. We don't wage war as humans do. We use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. We destroy every proud obstacle that keeps people from knowing God. We capture their rebellious thoughts and teach them to obey Christ. So the specific part of these verses that I got was, we use God's mighty weapons, not worldly weapons, to knock down the strongholds of human reasoning and to destroy false arguments. Basically saying that we need to renew our minds every day and constantly be focused on the Lord. Why do we need to renew our minds every day? Because we face most of our battles, basically all our battles, mentally and spiritually. Physically, yes, when we get hurt, when we break something, that is physical, but it always leads to the mental. Because then you get depressed that you're hurt, and let's say you love the sport, you can't play that sport, or you can't do the things that you could normally do if, let's say, your arm wasn't broken. So it always ends up being mental and spiritual. We just gotta learn that these negative thoughts aren't from the Lord, because the Lord never puts us down. He's loving, He's caring, and He's fair. Instead, we have to think the exact opposite of the negative thoughts that are in our head. Because if you let these negative thoughts take control of you, you're just gonna keep going down this rabbit hole. You're just gonna feel like a piece of garbage. You're just gonna feel so unworthy, and the way you act is gonna be just terrible. You're gonna be down, sad, and it's just not a good look. That's why we need to renew our mind every day with this right here, with this Bible, and be constantly talking to God, because He always has a way of escape for us. You always have to trust in the Lord and communicate with the Lord, because He's always there for you. He's your best buddy. He does miraculous things in our lives every day, even if you don't believe it. The next Bible verse I want to get to is Romans 12:2. Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect. You see, exactly what I got to just a little bit before this. We got to lean on God, because He can completely change our life around. When we think that life is miserable, he could flip the script and show us why we need to keep pushing forward and keep living life, because we all have a purpose. And if we lean on God, he'll show us our purpose for us. He's always teaching us something through every difficulty that we face. Sometimes God lets the devil test us because he wants to see if we've learned from the past, or if we have some more work to be done on us. Something like self-doubt, that's something that is almost practically every day tested in our life. Last thing I want to leave off with is that you gotta be thinking about what the Lord has to say for you. I know I kind of already covered this topic before earlier in this video, but I'm gonna say it again because the Lord equips us with taking on our day. The Lord helps us throughout our day. And an important part is learning your Bible verses. So, first one I'm going to go to is Psalm 139, verses 14 through 16. Thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. Your workmanship is marvelous. How well I know it. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion, as I was woven together in the dark of the womb. You saw me before I was born. Every day of my life was recorded in your book. Every moment was laid out before a single day had passed. This is a great verse because it shows you how much care and love God has for us. Because he said exactly in this, thank you for making me so wonderfully complex. You watched me as I was being formed in utter seclusion. Saying that the Lord knew us before we were even born. If you don't think you're worthy, this explains exactly why you're worthy. Because the Lord knew you before you were even born, cared about you so much, and he knew you, and he knew exactly how your life would be planned out. Because he's God. He's the beginning and the ending. The next Bible verse is another Psalm. 23:4. This one is, even when I walk through the darkest valley, I will not be afraid, for you're close beside me. Your rod and your staff protect and comfort me. This is a great reminder because sometimes when we doubt ourselves, we go down this super dark valley. This valley where it feels like we cannot even climb out of it. Feels like you're looking just straight up, like if you were in your own grave. But the Lord in this passage reminds us that he walks with us through these dark moments and that we're not alone. And we could be rest and safely assured that the Lord is going to pick us up and help us get out of this valley, out of the dark moments in our life, because he is always there for us. He has a rod and a staff. He's ready to take down anything that is trying to harm us. My last Bible verse, Philippians 4:13. See, I tried bookmarking this, but it didn't clearly really work amazingly. All right, here it is. For I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. This one is a very well-known verse, and if you don't know it, it just says that everything is possible through Christ. Everything is possible through him. All you gotta do is believe. Have faith in the Lord and that he can do the impossible in your life. Because he really can. There's so many stories out there, and there's so many stories in the Bible where Christ has shown that he could do the impossible. He literally rose from the dead. Like, that is not possible, but he made it possible. Whenever you're feeling discouraged about yourself and the devil is really trying to take you down, lean on the Lord. Everything the devil is telling you is just a lie. It can take us so far off track that we don't even realize it. Take us off track, our purpose, and what God has really intended for us to do. You just gotta look back, lean on Christ, and hold on, because the Lord has great plans for you, and through things like self-doubt, the grass is always greener on the other side. You just got to be patient and remember who you are with Christ and not what the devil says about you. It's kind of a little rundown for what I got for self-doubt. Hope you guys enjoyed, and see you in my next video.